My journey has been really remarkable, and coming out of Mending the Soul, there's so much joy and really tangible freedom that I get to live into every day. When I start feeling free, I start feeling this overflow of desire to tell others. That's why I want to translate it to Polish. That's why I want to share it. But in the meantime, all the work that I've done before Mending the Soul, doing technology, getting systems interconnected, integrated, and working efficiently, I feel really called to actually use that with Mending the Soul. Hand-holding orders from one system to another, I want to simplify it, and people are actually free to do what they're good at. I never thought that systems, integrations, that God would use that in service to others. My story is pretty sad. I came to the States when I was 16. My mom died, my only parent, when I was 15. I never knew my dad. When I was born, he wrote a letter to my mom saying I'm the worst thing that ever happened to him. So I was raised by a single mom. And I was growing up in Poland with Polish culture being just so scarred by years of war and death, so pervasive in the Polish society that no one really to this day knows how to deal with it. In '93, her health got worse. When she started coughing up blood almost daily, I knew there was something going on, but still no one told me, and I didn't have courage to ask. She died without me knowing that she was that sick. I never got a chance to say goodbye to her. No one couldn't explain it to me. My grandparents were really grief-stricken. It really affected me. We had an uncle, her brother, who immigrated with his family to the States. We went through an adoption process, and I didn't want to go because I'd have to leave all my friends, everything that I've known at 16. I was really lost. No one talked to me about what happened. The only thing that was said, the time heals all wounds, and I came to understand that the time alone doesn't heal. It just makes them scab over. Like in my case, it just pressed the pause button. I came to US to a family that I didn't really know, that was on the verge of breaking up, actually. It was a place of torment where there was a lot of emotional abuse from my stepmom. My uncle would be withdrawn, wouldn't really come home that often. He struggled with alcoholism, just felt abandoned and felt lonely. And in addition to it, with my accent, I felt really isolated. Kids can be really cruel. I would just keep shoving it down without having really any outlet. It wasn't until 2011 where a almost 4-year romantic relationship ended, and didn't know what was going on, and I was reassured that she loves me and we're planning to get married. A few months after that, I found out that she'd been sleeping with multiple men during the relationship with me. That event triggered what I would describe as the worst time in my life. When people talk about depression, often it's talked about a condition that you can take medication for or something that's temporary. The way I would describe depression is it's a darkness that overwhelms your mind, your body, and your soul. Every minute feels like an hour. When I start working through the Mending the Soul material, all the traumatic events in the past that I would never call abusive, I would explain one way or another, my memories that I shoved down, that I brought up, just blew up in my face, and I learned that there was sexual abuse in my past, there was emotional abuse, there was years of spiritual abuse. Thanks to Mending the Soul, being able to name the instances of abuse where your boundaries are violated, where your soul, your body, your mind is being violated, and you're expected to just go along with it, was a really uncomfortable, a deeply powerful method that left me still trying to figure out what deeply my soul wanted to believe, that God is real, against all of the entire box that would tell me that God hates me, that I deserve what happened to me, that I am unworthy, and I can't do anything right. I have nothing to offer. Mending the Soul helped me understand what my false beliefs were about God. The deeper I went into my history, the more difficult it was to deal with them. It just seemed to never end. It was this spiral that kept going, and In those times, no one can give you an answer, but something in the middle of that darkness, in the middle of hopelessness, there's that unexplainable spark, that something inside of you that makes you put down the knife away when you're ready to end it, when you're back away from the ledge. For a moment, you get a glimpse of a promise that there is more, that longing for freedom, that longing for wholeness. You have to say yes to it. And every moment that you say yes, God shows up. Every time you face any of the memories, it feels like you're going to die. I will emerge on the other side, and the healing that takes place in those moments, you don't notice it, you can't really tell until sometime later. It was a year ago that we're in exactly the same spot that I was hiking, and this was about a year since I finished Mending the Soul. And as I was hiking, as I saw the clouds and the sky and the trees and the grasses and the leaves and the birds, it really sunk in. For the first time ever in my life, I actually uttered the words that I am free. And it was so overwhelming because you don't believe you can be free. You doubt it. Then slowly that small part in you starts to grow, and that hope takes over your heart, and your heart starts believing that you are free. And then your mind catches on, but I wasn't willing to admit it to anyone because I didn't quite yet believe it. But that time in this place was the first time where I actually said it. God, thank you for freeing me.